token utility. Before tokenomics and everything, it's, okay, we're creating a token. What is it gonna be used for? And how is it linked to the success of the product? There's a lot of projects, and by a lot I mean maybe 95% of the projects we see. The first time, we ask them, okay, what's the purpose of the token? Oh, the purpose of the token is to reward the users of the platform. And we say, okay, so if it's a reward that I get for free for using your platform, why should I buy it?
I'm giving away $100 in every episode. All you need to do is to comment your favorite part of the episode along with your Twitter account, hit the like button, and the winner will be picked up every single week.
I feel like Mr. Boom. Yeah.
Hey guys, how are you? Today, I have a very special guest to me, actually, because I know this guy for a couple of years. We speak, I think, 3-4 times a week, either in a call, Zoom call with other projects or etc. Or we speak in chat almost on a daily basis. And I saw him for the first time after all these years. So we start. Amaury, how are you?
Hey Elja, thank you for having me here. Doing really well. Really pleasant to see you finally in physical. You're way taller than what I expected.
Yeah. You are. I was shocked that you're way smaller than I expected.
That's usually what people say. But yeah, super glad to finally meet after 3-4 years of daily chat and intense chat on Telegram, calls, everything. Yeah, finally moved from my laptop area.
Yeah, actually, that's true. It's very hard. People see the side of the influencers or new rich people lifestyle. They think crypto is just, meme tokens only. But no, there are real work behind. If there is no meme token, there is a lot of real work to be done. And that's the part. I mean, we're going to go to this part, but I'm going to just tell the audience, Amaury is like the head of incubation in Singularity ecosystem. So all the project come and we're going to share some insight, what is the incubation and everything. But before that, we want to know who are you? Where are you from? How old are you? What you've been doing before? Like people to know your background. It's not like just someone was working in a pizza store and tomorrow he became head of incubation, right?
It was not pizza, it was burgers. No,
okay.
No, so
where are you from and who are you?
So I'm Amaury. I'm actually 34. I'm from Belgium. Living in Brussels. Born, raised, living there.
French Belgium or the other side?
French Belgium.
Okay.
And living there, traveling from time to time. Young kid, so trying to negotiate as much as possible with wifey to travel, but not that easy. And before that, I studied financial markets in Brussels. I worked literally in automotive, defense, aeronautic, aerospatials sectors, mostly on the engineering business directly, consulting and engineering. And then after that was really more into wanted to discover another part of companies and worked in head of business development for a marketing agency. We started to look a bit into crypto, and so on
what
my
year?
side. So it was 2017.
Okay.
So it was friends of mine who created this agency. So I was still working on the consulting engineering side of things for a while. But they started to say, okay, well, we should start to see something in crypto, to start doing marketing in crypto. And so I was like, okay, well, then I'll check what is crypto exactly, because in 2017 it wasn't as popular as right now. So I started, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna invest a bit of money in that Bitcoin thing. So it goes up, invested more. 2018, lost everything.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, now I'm gonna look at the tech. Now I don't have any money anymore, so I have some time.
Exactly.
So I deep dived everything, and 2020 was the early what is called the emergency of the DeFi summer, with the Binance Smart Chain when there was Ethereum and BSC only at that time, and I started to do a lot of things there. Discovered what is doing NLP, doing impermanent loss and everything, and started to create a community to explain that to people. Everything, it was new for everyone. Mm-hmm. Everyone was like, okay, I had a crypto on an exchange, and now I'm doing some stuff with a wallet and I'm putting tokens together and people can buy and sell with that. How is that working and what's happening? And so it was crazy that everyone was learning at the same time, and so we created communities around that. And so that was all before incubation. And then I saw this project on Singularity side. It was 2021.
Okay.
And they were only on Ethereum. And on my side, I was a BSC Maxi at that time. Because there was Ethereum and
so
BSC.
You started JIT already.
Exactly. I was literally Ethereum and BSC, and I learned everything through PancakeSwap, Beefy, and others directly. So I was like, hey, there's a market there.
Is it still there? Beefy?
Yeah, Beefy is still there. Beefy has gone to multiple chains. I don't know if they have 20 or 40 different chains, but yeah, still around a bit more than 200 million TVL, I think still. So they've been doing it up and down, but they still,
exist.
While Autofarm, their biggest competitor at that time, has now disappeared. And so I pushed Singularity, saying, hey, you should do something on the BSC. And so I pushed them, and I told them, okay, this is who we can partner with and what we can do.
1 second, you joined them as you were like telling them as a part of the community, or you actually were working with them?
Working with them.
What did you work? Tell us, how did you join? What did you work?
So literally,
Inshallah, you're very fast. You want to finish now? Yeah, let's go.
So I sent the CEO at that time, Marcelo, a message directly on Telegram and say, hey, if you go on BSC, we can do this, and I can intro you to this partner, to Pancake, to Beefy, to Autofarm. We can do compounded vaults, and everything that they weren't doing at all. And we're like, I don't see the purpose. And I say, look, all the TVL is going there. Just try. Put me 1 day a week, because it was at that time, it was still a bit COVID time and pandemic time. So on my side, I didn't have a lot to do on the commercial side of things for a marketing agency, especially in Belgium, where everything was a bit face-to-face. And so I was like, I have some time, let's do 1 day a week. And so I started to work, but instead of 1 day, I worked 5 days directly. And so I was like, well, okay, but that's worth it. So let's do. So I did the marketing side of things for a year, more or less, purely on BSC. All the partnership on BSC, all the growth of the economy there. Then there was the other chain coming, and there was Phantom, there was all the others. But we started to move a bit from expanding directly on different chains to incubation, because we had some project of the ecosystem to help. And that's where I was like, okay, I did the marketing on a new chain and a new market for Singularity. I can repeat it from projects we just start to open directly their first markets. So let's start it on the incubation side on marketing. And then by just talking to people, as you know, I'm living on Telegram, that's why I have blue eyes here below. And by talking to everyone, I was like, meeting and discussing with VCs, with other partners. So like, I can also help, in fact, with business development. And I could also help with fundraise. And so it became like a bit of naturally when we were discussing
evolving
projects.
step by step.
Yeah, exactly. So it just moved. And
but okay, tell the audience, because again, in Web3, everyone is an advisor, everyone is a consultant, everyone is an incubator, everyone is a market maker. Even if he's gonna sell and buy himself, he's gonna consider himself as a market maker. I mean, the title is gonna be there. Everyone is a founder. Everyone is a VC.
Yeah.
Now, from the educational side, what the word incubation really means, and when I say really, I give 10 stars to this guy. This guy and the entire team in Singularity are really educated. And these things that you need to bring a paper and write, so at least if you're going to lie next time and say you're incubation, at least you can say some keywords from what you're going to say now. So tell me, what is incubation?
So the purpose of an incubator, I hope a good incubator in Web3 and in everything, is to bring the team that is focused on this product and to be able to focus and to deliver the product and the idea and the technical capabilities that they have internally, to bring them to market, so that the only focus that they need to have is on developing their core idea and product. And everything else is like, if you start doing a company in cryptocurrencies, you need to have a token company. You maybe need to have also an equity company on the side. You need to have all the legal aspects first, which is super important, because everything you want to do after, you will need to give all the documentation and all the administrative docs to be listed on exchanges, to work with other partners, also for if you do a fundraise for funds, because they will do a proper due diligence on that, they will need all these papers. Everything regarding the first step, really the legal side. Then on the product side, so usually these companies, they're creating a product. It can be a crypto product, or it can be a Web2 product that's going to a Web3 audience, or they just want to tokenize something like we see in RWA. So one of the big step, and it is really important to take the time to do it extremely properly, it's the token utility. Before tokenomics and everything, it's, okay, we're creating a token. What is it gonna be used for? And how is it linked to the success of the product? There's a lot of projects, and by a lot, I mean maybe 95% of the projects we see. The first time, we ask them, okay, what's the purpose of the token? Oh, the purpose of the token is to reward the users of the platform. And we say, okay, so if it's a reward that I get for free for using your platform, why should I buy it?
True.
It's not a utility.
Actually,
Right.
I don't know, sometimes it can be even considered security.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things is people a lot of time, and that's perfectly normal, especially if they come from Web2 or if they're super focused on their core product. It's okay, I want people to use my product, but if the token success is not linked to the product success, it's not gonna work on the long term. And so what we say, okay, we incentivize a lot of things in crypto. We love to incentivize users to take actions. That's the supply side of the token utility. But what is super important and more important is to work on the demand side of the token utility.
True.
And to be able to scale. Because let's say that you say, okay, I want to reward the users of my platform 10 cents per user when they do an action. And you don't have enough demand side of the token, well, you can't scale. Because the more users you have, the more selling pressure you have.
You need to have two people, I always say. The speculators, which the one they're gonna get you the buy pressure and holding pressure, and the retailers, which like I don't know, whatever they're gonna use the token for the service, and they're always gonna do for you sell pressure. Yeah. The problem, if you look at all these games, play to earn, blah blah blah, they only generate sell pressure and artificially short-term fake speculation, where the token just hold for some time and then it crashes. We've seen few recently, even from some people we know, and it was just disaster.
And then on that, to give an example, all these models are exactly the same. We've seen move to earn, play to earn, learn to earn. And that's when you see something to earn, that means that the token side, the token utility is you get rewarded for doing that action. That doesn't give any other information about, okay, how are you gonna generate pressure and who's gonna buy the token and for what? It's just, okay, guys, we're going to give our tokens. That's literally what it says. Like, okay, so that's one of the biggest steps in the incubation before doing anything and before going to fundraise or anything. Because you can't go to a fund, a serious fund saying, hello, this is our project and we're going to give our tokens. No, buy them, please. Not going to happen. And so that's...
I mean, it's going to happen if they're going to have 100% unlocked TGE.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because they're serious, but they start being a bit greedy also. And so that's one of the most important things. And then comes the tokenomics. The tokenomics in crypto, this is a bit crazy. But most of the founders also, when you say, okay, what is the valuation of the company? It's very different from the traditional finance. The way they will see how to evaluate the company. They're like, okay, I need to raise $5 million. But I don't want to sell more than 25% of the tokens. Oh, well, so my valuation is 20 million. And that's it. Not linked to any product, not linked to anything. And most of the founders, that's how they evaluate the thing. While in traditional finance, it's totally different. Based on a projection of revenues and everything, multipliers depending on the sector. And so that's one thing that is really, really important is to understand valuations and how to manage also the projected revenues. See, for example, you say, okay, most of the people say if it's a bull market, we can have shorter vestings. If it's a bear market, we can have longer vestings because it reduces the selling pressure at some times. But in fact, normally the vestings, how you should in my opinion, not saying it's 100% right, it's more how I see the things. So, okay, how you, the contracts the company, the project signs with others and expect revenues. For example, you sign a contract for a future 10 million with a client, 15 million or anything. So you know that the money is gonna come at that time. And if the token utility is done well, normally the revenues are linked to the token success and somehow get redistributed, or can be any mechanism that, okay, the token benefits from it. And so if you have a business plan with, let's say, for example, 3-5 years of expected revenues, you can expect how much you can put into the revenue, into the token performance. And so you use that to streamline the selling pressure that you get from the vesting. So you have a balance.
True.
So that's also one of the super important thing to go with before going to fundraising. And then there is fundraising.
But there is the part also, or we have here, tell us more about two people, at least in my, actually 3 people. We have the legal part as well in your team, which is Alessandro.
Yeah.
And we have Mr. No.
Yeah.
Mr. No is Robert. He's number one. I call him Mr. No. Everything no. He always say no. And then it takes some time to digest it, and then he say no also. But yeah, we try to push it to yes. And we have our Tokenomics guy from Poland. What's his name?
Shemek,
yes.
Yeah.
Tell us what each one of them do and how they are sync with you. And are they important, or because now when you speak like this, people think you're doing everything alone?
No. Just explain how we do it.
You know, I'm telling you, but that's why they think, because they know everyone coming incubation and he's like alone, and then he outsources everything, right? So
Okay.
tell us, like, what do you do as a part of this cycle to become a real incubator?
Okay. So on the incubation, there's not only this, in fact, we're 10 people, or 10 at the moment, working on that. So everything I explained regarding the tokenomics, so really the calculation made to balance supply and demand over time, it's with the tokenomics expert, Shemek. But everyone is not working in silo, because he needs to understand the guys working from the business side, right? Because we're signing the future contracts and what is the value of these contracts that are gonna come. And also on our side, we're working on business development. So we have also pipeline of things that we can bring for the project. Okay, for this market, that market, okay, we can talk with these people. Okay, that become a potential client of them. And so on the tokenomics, we can play with the vestings internally, not only Chemek, but working on the with the business development people also. And so together, it's formed like a team. Let's say that there's a tokenomics expert, but working on a team with everyone, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's Chemek. There's Mr. No, Robert, coming from the Netherlands, is coordinating a bit all the different aspects, making sure that all the people have the information from everyone. Bit of project manager, but also saying no to all the due diligence projects. What I mean is the due diligence most of the time takes in the traditional world a lot of time. In crypto, you can't take 3 months to do a proper due diligence, right? Because the project is already elsewhere, or it has launched, or it is live,
already.
And so the due diligence has to be really, really fast. And in order to do it properly, as soon as there's a potential red flag or even just a doubt, most of the time, Mr. No is going to say no. Exactly. So there is a doubt. Why? But the doubt can be in 5 minutes explained, and okay, no, it makes perfect sense. Okay, but still no, because there are another doubt of 5 minutes. So that's it. But it's also helping a lot on everything when you launch, on the launch day, because there's a lot of things that you need to take into account. All the investors need to have the token at a certain time. You can't give the tokens right before the liquidity, else someone
gonna deploy liquidity.
Yeah, and so you're totally fucked, because they can decide the price. And so managing all the investors, the vesting contracts, and everything. So it's alongside the lifetime of the project, let's say the before the launch, but also way after to manage that. Why? Because there's also a lot of people in crypto that got the wallet hacked, for example. they got their wallet hacked and they're still under vesting. If that's a fund or someone, a big angel or something that has invested 1 year ago in a project that went 20x and he's got like $2 million and his wallet got hacked. And every day is like, I would still like to have my vested tokens going to another wallet. And all of that needs to be set up in a way that the project can change the wallets of the vesting without being able to screw the investors. And that's super important because all of a sudden a project can say, hey, we don't distribute the vestings anymore. But, okay, you can't do that. But you need to be able to change the wallet of someone without screwing them. So that's all the logistics also behind
I didn't know that you have actually wallet changing in Singularity.
Not on the public, right? So the public runs on the launchpad because that's
I mean from the investor locking page.
There need to be a lot of different validation, of course, right? Identity validation and a lot of things to be able to change the wallet, right? It's like when you do with a KYC provider, for example, you KYC a wallet, but you need to change your wallet. You will need to do a lot of ID verification, right? It's the same process.
What about someone I forgot in this cycle, Eljaboom?
Eljaboom.
No, Eljaboom.
Jeremy. Yeah. And there was Alessandro also, yeah.
We said Alessandro, the legal part.
Yeah.
We're going to go through it because I forgot about him. Because his name is like my name, not Boom.
So that's our crazy DeFi expert, which is amazingly smart.
Humble.
Sorry?
Humble as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though he called me I'm an asshole, but it's fine.
It's very smart, and it's a degen in personality. It's a bit crazy because he's a true degen inside, and want to work on it's a really serious and extremely serious token utility. He's the one working on token utility, and I think that the fact that he's a pure degen helps a lot.
Yes.
In fact,
He likes to innovate as well ideas.
Yeah, exactly, and so it's a bit like we call it sometimes the shaman because it's like the head in the sky. Not talking for 20 minutes and he comes with some super brilliant ideas all of a sudden and like it makes perfect sense. And everything regarding it, he has a really clear vision of how to incorporate a token in a company. Because one of the biggest thing and the hardest thing, so when you incubate, most of the time you have Web2 project coming a project from Web2 to Web3. You incorporate a token in it because they want it to be decentralized and they want most of the time to help on the on the marketing side, the decentralization, but also the token needs to make sense, as we said. And you literally incorporate it. There's some people that have a wonderful Web2 business, generating millions, and they go into Web3. But what about the token? And that's Jamie's specialty.
True. And the last one, Alessandro. I've never even seen Alessandro smile in his life. He's so serious, like serious Italian guy. Sometimes you feel he's like ex-mafia.
No, I think it's semi-pro professional football player.
What? His character is totally different.
Yeah.
You feel he's like coming from a law firm.
It's very, very, very serious.
Yeah, very serious.
Yeah. That's the first time I met him. I was
serious
like,
investor.
Yeah. It's weird because the atmosphere, the crypto atmosphere is very, very gentle. It's sometimes very random, right? It's like funny and very informal, but it's good. It's really good to have Alessandro being really just putting everything a bit back together while being extremely serious. And his role is on the legal side and also on operation. And so the fact that he's extremely serious makes it very, very precise on everything he does, which is essential, especially when you work with people a bit more dreamers like Jeremy, because he has to be a bit more creative. So we need to have both sides in order to have everything fitting.
That's true. Now, I want to ask you a question. What do you prefer, Web3 projects or Web2 to coming to Web3, and why? Which is 2.5 we call it now.
It's a tough question. It's that Web2, most of the time, project coming from Web2 to Web3, let's call it Web 2.5, as you said, there's some very, very positive aspects because the people, the founders, they're really focused into making their business work because in their side, in their head, it's revenue driven. They create the project, they create the product, they need to have sales, and so they need to generate money directly. Right? So there's going to be a lot of work on the Web3 side of things because most of the time they don't know anything about Web3, right? And one of the biggest amount of work to do is to avoid them being scammed.
True.
And that seems nothing, but that's actually a lot of work because every single people, when you start a project coming to you, they never used Telegram before. And they go, oh, I just said that I have a project, Binance wants listing.
True. So trust me, I've seen this a lot.
And we're like, no. And they're like, but they have their ego also, and they're like, yes, yeah, they told me I have a call tomorrow. We're on Binance.
And I received an email. The domain is Binance as well.
Exactly. And so at first, we're like, okay, we try to explain everything. No, it's not going to happen. And so you have to really take them by the hand on every single step. But on the business side, most of the time they're incredible and they can do. They care about everything there. On the Web3 side, it's way more easy. Web3 founders, they already know everything. They already know they have a lot of connection also in the space, which makes also a lot of things way easier. People already know them. They know how to do things. They have the MetaMask. They know that they have to have a multi-sig when they start receiving the amount of money. And all of that is really great. But if they're really more Web3 native, they will focus a lot more on the marketing side and Web3 marketing, which is great. But sometimes we see that it's less the entrepreneurial spirit that is there and on the revenue generation. It's more, okay, how are we going to make the token perform before asking yourself, how are we going to generate revenue with the business? And so that's one of the difference, not saying that is wrong. Well, everyone loves when a token pumps, right?
True.
So not saying that is wrong, just that the way of doing things is different. But a lot of time, people focusing on marketing only will have their token pump higher, right?
They don't care about the rest.
And they don't care about the rest. And so they're like, yeah, that was fantastic. We're like, yeah, but we have this pipeline of things. We have time. So that's really different ways of working. I like to, on my side, I like to see that the project see all the value that we can add as an incubator, right? So I love Web 2 project to Web 3 because we have a lot of things that we can work on and help. On the Web 3 only, we have a lot of things, but more separate. It's going to be more smaller package. For example, we can say, hey, we're going to work together on business development, on Launchpad and on legal, but not on this and that and that. And so there's less possibility of putting all the things together, which is, I have a young kid, and I love when you say, okay, we made a baby together. Yeah. And that's exactly that.
Okay. So you didn't answer the main question. What do you prefer more? You weren't explaining them.
Yeah, I tried to avoid.
I enjoy myself, for an example. I enjoy getting Web 2 company to Web 3. I feel I'm still dealing with legit people.
Yeah.
Because, they're like a small early flower. They didn't get succeeded by Web 3 because Web 3, unfortunate. I came to a point when I deal with everyone from the beginning, I assume that he's a scammer till he proves he's not. Not vice versa. In Web 3. In reality, no. You
assume people are
good
normal,
till they prove they're different. But here, it's becoming too much succeeded. This is number one. Number two, I know I'm trying finally to add value in a big level because I have the understanding of the business and how to drive companies in Web 2 to Web 3. So I know this part as well. I know how to be a part of adding the token utility, right? And then the last but not least, it's good because I'm driving quality users from Web 2 to Web 3 to mix it with the degen life that we have, because what we have now is like almost 85% degens, right?
Yeah.
Now that's for the real projects. Now for memes, no, I love Web 3 memes, it's fine.
Regarding that, I would say that on a more psychological level, I love the Web 2 to Web 3, and especially because I'm very different from what you do, because on the meme side, I'm really less into memes because I love to focus on the revenue generation side of things. The meme, with what is crazy, I talk with friends that are not at all into crypto, they told me, why are the memes so popular? It's literally, it's community, and you're part of a community and everything. And it's also, I say, crypto is a lot of things, and it's also economics, and it's tokenomics. Most of the meme coins, they come, and there's no inflation, there's not a 500k initial market cap with 100 million fully diluted valuation. It's just, okay, things are clear. It's not, we're going to dilute you over time. And that's what people like
to see
a lot right now. They say, okay, I'm gambling, I'm playing,
but
I'm
let's
investing.
be honest. What's happening in most of the memes, it's almost the same as utility. The difference, they don't say.
No.
So when they say it's fully diluted, it's literally, and it's community driven, or it's a fair launch, and then every story you find that 90% of the supply been bundled. Yet people still like it.
Yeah.
Even though the risk of getting liquidated is way faster than utility, at least because the utility project, you know where it's locked, and you know the period it will gonna be locked for. But here, no, it just doesn't matter. Someone wake up.
Yeah. It's like people, high risk, high rewards.
I mean, I love it myself, but I try to do my due diligence as max as I can to minimize the risk, not to eliminate it, by finding like docs people, etc., which one of them co-coded with you guys space before, I remember, and they went to 44 million, and they went down because influencers aped, and they dumped it hard to 3 million. And today, after 7 months of hard work, they came back to 70 million. And we don't find this in Web3 too much, unless it's already pre-programmed, which is like, whales are dumping from the beginning, controlling the supply to push it back again, and etc. Now, we come to these points. I want to ask you, I'm hearing a rumor that now you're also supporting something that adds liquidity, it has to do with DeFi, to chains. What is it? I'm giving alpha here.
Real early alpha. I would say that there are some explorations with different people having huge experience in DeFi to how to bring more sustainable liquidity incentives on chain. Everyone has been using Uniswap, SushiSwap, PancakeSwap. When you have a token can be bull markets, lots of volume, bear markets, no volume directly. If you don't provide yourself as project a lot of liquidity, it's hard for your token to be liquid, especially in bear markets, because the liquidity providers, so the ones creating an LP token, they don't receive a lot of fees, right? Because that's the benefits, the trading fees going to the liquidity providers.
Especially in bear market, they don't.
Sorry?
In bear market, no one will come.
No one will come. And so people remove their liquidity, so they're even lower amount of liquidity and lower volumes. And so I'd say that we have worked with some people to find a way more sustainable way of incentivizing liquidity in a slow but steady pace. Meaning that you don't have to, especially to give inflationary rewards from a decentralized exchange perspective to incentivize liquidity. There's other ways of doing it. That's what we are collaborating on at the moment.
Well, let's not share more.
That's already a good
hints.
Good hints.
I like the product. I like the idea. I know it fully. Of course, I'm joking from the beginning, but I think it's unique. I'm not sure how many people has it. I don't think people has it, right?
I've never seen anyone doing it. I've talked to people from from the early BSC times. There was PancakeSwap and ApeSwap were rebranded, and
what happened to ApeSwap now?
ApeSwap, they rebranded in ApeBond, and they've been doing bonding as a service for protocols.
So they left the swapping now.
Yeah, there was a big fight. BSwap, PancakeSwap, and ApeSwap back in the days. PancakeSwap won. BSwap is still there, and ApeSwap said, "Okay, guys, we lost. We turn into something else," and they do it actually pretty
I
well.
respect.
And we talked with them about this because they were doing they tried a lot of new things when they were competing versus PancakeSwap, and they reached 500 million TVL at some point.
You cannot compete with Pancake.
Sorry?
You cannot compete Pancake.
No, exactly. So they went to 500 million at the top, and then they started losing ground, and so I discussed the idea with them, and they were like, "This is exactly what was the purpose of ApeSwap, but that they didn't manage to do it. Because the way it is structured, as we discussed it together, it can't be done on Ethereum, it can't be done on BNB chain, but it can be done on other chains, which is another hint.
They're gonna know soon. Now, I want to ask you, we spoke about many people.
Yeah.
Now we speak about Mario.
Yeah.
Where Mario comes in this show. Mario is the CFO for SingularityNet and the co-founder of SingularityDAO, which congratulations now about the new merge with Cogito. It got announced.
Proposed. Yeah.
The proposal. I mean, it's a proposal at least. I feel it's a good idea. We need to unite, add the experience together, especially if the synergy is very good, to fight the outsiders who's coming to the space and you don't understand what is decentralization and you don't understand how the community runs, but they just want to come with their agenda to break this space. So I like the proposal. I voted yes, but everyone, of course, he can vote whatever he wants to do. So what does Mario do in all this?
So Mario, regarding incubation and regarding the Singularity ecosystem, has a strong vision and global view of the markets. So that's why on this merge directly, he was looking at all the different possibilities we have on how to evolve in the space, because it's really great to have done what we've done so far, white paper, going live and moving with product, but that's a space that evolves so fast that if you're stuck years ahead in the product and it takes time to develop, it can take 1 year. 1 year in crypto, everything happens. And you can become the last one of the room because you didn't release fast enough and you focus on something that takes more time and that's not suitable for the market anymore. So Mario tries to see on the global market what are the actual possibilities and where we need to position, what are the opportunities on the market. So that's this point, while keeping always the same vision, which was to democratize the access of financial tools to everyone, right? And so that's it's like, how to say, it's vision, it's the global view, while being able to deep dive into the different topics. We told about tokenomics. It has a more traditional finance background in banks before. And so on the economic side of things and financial side of things, it helps also a lot. Because then you will double check everything. And on the tokenomics, having the macro view also on the market side helps a lot. And on the business, helps to define the tokenomics, the vesting and everything. And by like the last, he's been in Singularity ecosystem for the last 7 years, and just the experience helps usually a lot on all the mistakes not to do.
True. I call Mario, he's the banker. He's like a bank. He's regulated. He's being sure of safety, but it's hard to make money. Deposit. That's. But he's definitely with him. He makes sure that the project sustain, the project done in the right way, where later on didn't have any legal issues, because he really care about 15 steps ahead by following the regulations and being sure it's safe, which is not much you see in Web3, because here everyone is almost degen and without experience, and they don't even have education, and so they do whatever they think is like, it's like a casino and they play it, but habibi, there is some legal frames on this shit, but you are not aware of it.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of projects that are going and so discuss with several exchanges directly, and they see a lot of projects coming with huge amounts of volume, a high market cap, huge amount of users, and I say, okay, we're going to ask for listing, and we discuss, and they're like, I know, but I don't have this document, and I don't have that. I know I don't have a token company. And they're like,
this is a disaster.
Wow, and this token is like maybe 50 million, 80 million market cap. I won't say any names. They were saying, and I was like, this is crazy, right? So people are creating, but literally a company and generating revenues and anything can be a lot. We see that a lot in DeFi directly.
Man,
people building DeFi stuff.
In memes. With the recent problem happened with some of the market makers, without mentioning names, then I'm reading like people in spaces. I'm entering an X or Twitter, and they're like saying, "Shit, our money in that market maker. We asked them that we want our money back because now you guys are like deep shit, right?"
Yeah.
And the market maker answered them, said, "Okay, sure, but for you to get the money, we need a company, we need a legal opinion, we need an MOU, we need a legal structure, and we need legal opinion." I said legal opinion? I don't know. I forgot. So I'm like, huh? So they accepted you guys without anything, right?
But if you want your money back, then
Now you have to give out, and these people look, like now they are fighting together because they are all, meme tokens motherfuckers. They don't even do any docs thing, or they don't docs themselves. So everyone now, okay, you do it. No, you do it. No, you do it. Okay, who's gonna pay for this? So if a project wanna extract now 50K or I don't know 60K of the revenue, they need to pay around 30K now to finish all this.
Yeah.
And who's gonna pay it? And who's gonna docs himself? So they just said, okay, fuck it, ignore it. And that's a shit show. You're talking not about 1 or 2 projects, man. Maybe there are 3, 4, 500 projects because all meme tokens are doing this way.
Yeah.
No company, no nothing, all anonymous. Let's fucking go. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy.
And that's the risk. This is in my opinion, this is not high risk, high gain. This is really gambling, pure gambling. Because at some point, if this thing go big, no one is gonna take the flag. They're gonna stay anonymous and keep doing the same shit, moving and circulating money, and that's why you need the space to be regulated. Again, do I like regulations? No, but do we need them? Unfortunately, yes, because it's becoming too Wild West, where some people have no morals and they just want to extract as much as they can without giving.
And also, the uncertainty that there is right now with the regulation is the worst, because you do things in your best interpretation of the actual society for crypto. And so you say, okay, I think we should do it this way. This is how we perceive it. And there were some cases with, I think it's with Ethereum, with the SEC and with Ripple. And they were literally saying that we've seen everything you asked us to do. And as it's not clear, our best interpretation is to do it. And it's not that we don't want the regulation, it's that we have to interpret it because it's not clear.
True.
And so you're scared because you all, every single morning, I think these people, when they start having, because they started small, right? All these companies also, and they start going into billions. And all of a sudden, every single morning, they have to wake up and say, wow, I don't know, maybe today they're going to come with a fine of $3 billion. We have no idea. Or they're going to put someone in jail, or they want to say, okay, everything's fine. No one knows. So that's crazy.
That's true. Anyways, Amaury, it was finally a pleasure to see you. And
Likewise.
hopefully we see more and more of your success, and we see finally you made a Twitter account after a long time. So this is the first time. This guy working in the space 5-6 years now, and finally made a Twitter account. So not everyone has a Twitter account. You just need to be a KOL maybe, but real people, they sit behind the scene and they add way more value than people have a social media account. So it's not always the way you see it. There are so many things behind the scene. Amaury, thank you very much for coming. It was really my pleasure to see you. You're one of the special people that I like, and you know that for sure. And hopefully from a success to a better one.
Thanks a lot, Eljan. Thanks for having me.
Enchanté.
That was absolutely great. As I said, usually I'm behind my computer, not behind camera. So really appreciate seeing you here for the first time and for many years to come.
Thank you. It's not just a room.
It's the Room of Eljaboom.
Let's go!
Catch me out in Quirksville, big shout out to Doom. I'm looking at the floor price.